Part 1, Chapter 5. Raymond calls Meursault at work and invites him to his friend's beach house on Sunday. Marie is invited as well. Meursault tries to get off the phone because he's at work, but Raymond tells Meursault that he was followed all day by a group of Arabs, of which one was his mistress's brother. After the call, Meursault's boss calls him in. Meursault thinks he's going to get in trouble for being on the phone, but his boss wants to ask if Meursault would want to transfer to Paris, to a new and bigger office. Meursault says it doesn't matter, and his boss gets mad, saying he doesn't have any ambition. Meursault just says that nothing ever changes. Meursault realizes he's not unhappy, and that he used to have ambition, but when he gave up his studies, he realized that nothing really matters. That night, Marie comes over and asks Meursault if he wants to marry her. He says that it doesn't make any difference, and they could if she wanted. She asks again if he loves her, and he answers the same way as before. He says they could marry if she wants. She asks him if he thinks marriage is a serious thing, and he says no. She then asks him if he would say the same thing to another girl if she asked. He says sure. Marie mumbles that Meursault is peculiar, and that's probably why she loves him, but that he might hate her later for it. She then takes his arm and smiles, saying that she wants to marry him. He says they can whenever she wants. He tells her about his boss's plans, and she says she's never seen Paris. She asks Meursault what Paris is like because he lived there once before. He says that it's dirty, lots of pigeons and dark courtyards, everybody's pale. They go on a walk and Meursault comments on how beautiful the women are. Marie agrees and understands. He wants to have dinner at Celeste's, but Marie has something to do. When they get back, she wants to know if he's curious what she wants to do. He's confused. Then she moves in to kiss him. Meursault has dinner at Celeste's and he's eating as a woman sits near him. She orders her whole meal at once, then takes out a pencil and paper and adds up the whole bill in advance and puts the exact money and tip on the table. After her first course, she then pulls out a magazine and starts circling radio programs for the week. When she finishes, Meursault is also finished, so he follows her for a while. She walks with speed and never looks around. He then loses her and thinks of how peculiar she is. When Meursault is home, he sees Salamano waiting outside of his door. Salamano says his dog is not at the pound. The pound said that the dog may have been ran over, but that the police didn't keep track of things like that. Meursault tells him that he could get a new dog, but Salamano says he's used to that one. They start talking. Meursault is sleepy. Salamano says how he got the dog after his wife died. He wanted to go in the theater, but wound up working on railroads. His marriage life wasn't too happy, but they were used to each other. When she died, he was lonely, so he got the dog when it was really young and he had to feed it from a bottle. The dog and he wound up being old together. Salamano says the dog was bad-tempered, but he was a good dog. Meursault says that he looked well-bred and Salamano is happy. Salamano says how beautiful his coat used to be before he got sick. Meursault yawns and Salamano leaves. Meursault says he's sorry about his dog and Salamano says he's sorry about Maman. He says that he didn't understand why people in the neighborhood thought bad of Meursault because he put his mother in a home. Salamano knew Meursault loved her very much. Salamano says he's not sure what to do now his dog is gone. For the first time, Meursault shakes Salamano's hand. Salamano smiles a little and then says, "I hope the dogs don't bark tonight. I always think it's mine."